Okay, YouTube, I figured while I had the gas shut off in the house, I would change out all of these old, what are called grease pack valves, and put in new brass ball valves for all the gas shutoffs. Because I've had one of these leak out of the end there and had it replaced, so I figure might as well do the other ones while I'm at it. And so I gotta just take all the fittings out of here and swap them out, so I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there we go, YouTube. Got the new valve in there. I'll just shut that off. This is my furnace, and I haven't used it in many years, so this valve just mostly stays off, and I turn it around behind here so I don't accidentally bump it. I kind of use this area for storage. The furnace was actually installed in the only closet in the house, and since I don't really use the furnace, I use this more as a closet, but you can't really remove the furnace out of here. So I got my valve in there. I got one more to do. We can go take a look at that too. Okay, YouTube, here's the other valve that I have that needs a new shutoff. This one's probably been here 60 plus years. This is back on my patio, and I plan to use this for a natural gas barbecue at some point. And I want to put my battery shed right in here, and the barbecue will go over here. So while I'm at it, I'm going to throw in a right angle elbow there and get the gas going in the right direction, and then I just have to salvage this old plug off of there. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get it out of here. Okay, there we got the old valve off of there, and one thing I noticed, this pipe was just filled with pipe dough. They must have really put on a bunch of sealant on there at one point. It was just packed. So if I would have tried to use this as is, it probably wouldn't have worked. There was absolutely no flow in there at the beginning. I got the new valve there, and I got the old plug transferred over, so I'm just going to screw this on. I need to figure out which way I want to put the valve. Yeah, I may actually turn the valve around inside, because my battery shed is going right up against this, so actually that might be better if I turn this valve over so the valve is pointing in like that. So I think I'll go do that before I go any farther. Okay, there we got the valve set back in there with the right angle, and that way I can open or close the valve and not have it in the way of my battery shed back here. So the shed will push right up against this, because this is flush with the siding here now. Two little side jobs done, but I think that valve there was probably inoperative. All rusty, and it just barely turns. Anyway, new valve. I got the gas shut off, and I got the plug in there. So when I do set up my barbecue, I can just pull the plug out and run the flex hose over. Anyway, I just wanted to show you replacing a couple of these old, what are called grease pack valves. I guess they're pretty prone to failure, and some places require that you change them. Yeah, back to the water heater project now. Okay, YouTube, getting ready to pull the water heater. So I've got the gas disconnected. One other thing that was a problem with the install, they had about a 1-inch long drip leg, and it's supposed to be by code at least 3 inches long, so you're supposed to have a 3-inch nipple below there, but they had just a close nipple with a cap on the end, so the drip leg or sediment trap, whatever you want to call it, off of the gas pipe was actually inadequate too. And this is the top. I got all the water lines off, and this is my mechanism to get the water heater out of here. So I just have a chain hoist wrapped around the roof rafter there, and I'm just going to lift it up a little bit, and then I'll swing it out this way when I get it off the pan. And then I just have a couple of wraps of rope around there, and then I just tie it off around the drain valve. So I just finished draining it. It took an hour or so for the hot water to drain out, and it's a lot lighter now. So we'll get her off of there. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it out of here. Okay, YouTube, the chain hoist worked really well. Just lifted it up off of the platform till it cleared, and then I was able to swing it out and drop it down on my little trolley here and get it out of the garage. So now I got to pull this thing apart because I need to get in there to do all my piping and whatnot. But I couldn't do anything until I got the heater out of the way because I can't get in there to work. Yeah, initially I thought the heater was going to be far enough over that I could actually install the tankless and then like get all the plumbing hooked up and everything, and then just at the last minute pull the tank water heater. But unfortunately the piping up here, the water and then the gas was pretty much right behind. The tank was right there and the gas connection was just to the side of that, so there was no way I could do that in place. So I guess I have to take the heater out first, and then I need to put up another board right there because I'm going to anchor all my pipes to the OSB that I put on the wall. I may have to do a little bit of repair work in there. Apparently somebody got real happy with some, it isn't drywall mud, I'm not sure what that is. It's some sort of like paper mache or something. It's really weird stuff, and they built up just a huge lump of that. So I may end up actually knocking out some of this drywall and replace it all. I think the stud runs right down there, and then I'll have to see, you know, cut it across and drop it down there. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna find behind this thing. It's been there since I moved into the house. So that chain hoist is really handy for lifting things as long as you got some place to hang it from. Yeah, it made it real easy. You just 2 fingers can lift the water heater up and 2 fingers lower it, and then when you get it slack you just unhook the hook and it's ready to go. Just wheel it out of here and it's sitting right out here. They're having the annual city cleanup next week. This thing is going out in the street to get picked up, and that's why I wanted to get all that done right now, because I get a free pickup if I have it out there in time. So this wasn't up to code because the temperature pressure relief valve is 3/4 inch and you're not supposed to reduce that. Maybe back in the 50s this was okay, but no longer allowed, so I would have had to change that anyway. So the new one's 3/4 all the way down to the floor of the garage, so that's taken care of already. So I got a little bit of cleanup work to do, so I'll show you what it looks like when I get everything cleaned out back here. We can take a look at putting in the new heater. So I guess that's the next step. So yeah, if you have any questions, post up in the comment section below, and I'll put some more project videos over on the side there. And as always, thanks for watching.